Jing Chen is very pleased to return to Dallas and participate in this annual Qing Ming Rite of Transcendental Deliverance service. As in past year, in addition to being able to participate in this event in person, Lotus friends from other locations can also participate through live streaming on YouTube. On whether one participates in person or online, as long as Lotus friends demonstrate respect and sincerity and dedicate oneself to the event, whether it is transcending our ancestors, our deceased close ones, or our karmic creditors, or eliminating calamity and praying for blessing, the results will be the same. The Buddha name recitation is the simplest, the easiest, fastest, direct, effective, and most extraordinary way to transcending deliverance for our ancestors, deceased loved ones, and karmic creditors. It surpasses all Dharma functions, such as chanting sutra, repentance services, and even the great water and land Dharma function. Although the target of the deliverance is the deceased, they are just like us, minus our corporeal form. Their thoughts, sufferings, and karma are just like us. Although karma is illusory, it still dominates our every thoughts and affects our feelings. Therefore, we need to eliminate our bad karma and improve our conditions. The deceased are the same way. Although they don't have a body, they can clearly feel the pain and suffering caused by their karma. Therefore, transcendental deliverance service can eliminate their pain and suffering, and let them release their resentment and attachment, and be willing to accept the Dharma, and therefore recite the Buddha's name and take rebirth in the Pure Land. When we recite with sincerity and devotion, we will be able to connect and interact with Amitabha Buddha. So when we recite, we shall deliver this 6-character name with love, and the deceased will feel our sincerity so that they will recite along with us. We recite Namo Amitabha Buddha to have Amitabha Buddha deliver the deceased. Therefore, our mind, Amitabha Buddha, and the deceased all combine into one. We will naturally connect with Amitabha Buddha through our sincerity, single-mindedly reciting the Buddha's name and ultimately connecting with the deceased, and they will soon be delivered to the Pure Land. Now, I would like to share a true story about delivering a deceased loved one to the Pure Land by reciting with a true, sincere mind. This story happened in October of 2024 in North Carolina with a lady named Susanna. She is the president of a local Hakka association. She has never been exposed to Buddhism. Her mother passed away in the early morning of October 28, and Susanna also had a hurricane fundraising event to attend the same day. She was hesitant to attend, but decided to go even though her mother just passed away. When she was at the event, she saw one of our Lotus friends, Fortuande, and asked her about how to help her mother to transcend all suffering after her passing. Susanna mentioned her mother had suffered so much during her lifetime because of family problems. Fortuan advised her to join our small group's evening recitation on the Line app and registered her mother's name on our merit dedication list. Susanna should recite with our group every evening and dedicate merit to her deceased mother for 49 days. Our recitation group has a very strict guidelines. We only allow registering names of deceased or someone who is near death or in a coma. If the person who registered does not show up during recitation, the registered name will be removed. The reason we have very strict guidelines is because we want Lotus friends to join in our recitation so that they will receive the true benefit of Amitabha name recitation. Our lotus friends were skeptical about Susanna joining our recitation because there was a lot of pressure for someone who had never participated in recitation before and was required to recite for an hour for 49 days. During the first evening of her mother's passing, Susanna saw her mother appear in front of her during our group recitation. Her mother looked very old, and her face was full of troubles and worries, as she looked when she was alive. Susanna mentioned this apparition to Fortuan the following day. After consulting with other lotus friends, they recommended Susanna to invite the deceased mother to join our recitation during the second night of our group recitation. Meanwhile, Susanna was quite diligent with her recitation because in her heart she really wanted to help her mother transcend all suffering and be reborn in the Pure Land. She would recite by driving and walking. Now, during the third night of group recitation, Susanna saw her mother appear again. This time, she saw her mother sitting next to a towering figure, but she didn't know who that person was. At first, they were in a distance. Then they moved closer and closer until they got so big, she couldn't see the man's face clearly. Although the man appeared a bit sketchy, but she could feel his compassion through his fatherly aura. Susanna said her mother's appearance was very young, very happy, and very beautiful. She had curly hair and wore a scarf around her neck. She had a carefree attitude and not a sign of worry on her face. She didn't look like a person who had been through the mercurial ups and downs of life. Later, she saw this towering man hold her mother's hand and then left together. The following day, Susanna sought advice from lotus friends about the vision from the night before. She wanted to know who this man was. Susanna had never seen an image of Amitabha Buddha prior to this recitation, but all she knew was she sincerely wanted to help her mother transcend suffering. She was told this man was Amitabha Buddha, and her mother's appearance fit right into all the true stories that prove the deceased always appear very young and happy when achieving rebirth in the Pure Land. Now, from this true story, we know that as long as we recite with a true and sincere heart, we can interact with Amitabha Buddha and deliver our deceased loved ones, ancestors, and karmic creditors through Amitabha name recitation. From someone who knew nothing about Buddhism to seeing the Buddha deliver her mother to the Pure Land is extraordinary. Buddha name recitation is so simple, direct, and effective. Now, some lotus friends who are participating in these two-day events may not have registered the name plaques for their ancestors, their deceased loved ones, or karmic creditors. However, they can still recite with a true and sincere heart and dedicate merit for their own choosing. They will still reap the benefit of Amitabha-Recitation, whether participating in person or joining live streaming on YouTube, because we can rely on the power of Amitabha Buddha through name recitation. Through Amitabha's immeasurable virtues and non-discriminatory distribution of merit, the results are the same. Now, tomorrow will be the last day of our Qing Ming Buddha name recitation Dharma function, and I hope lotus friends can dedicate their recitation with sincerity and respect. Thus, the living can eliminate disasters and calamities, and the deceased can rebirth in the Pure Land. Thank you all very much. Namo Amitabha.